Here in the Outer Banks, you can drink legally in the sand. Don't you worry, we're not gonna open this while driving. We're now here at the Lifeguarded Beach, Dr. Beach, #1 beach in America for 2022. We are on our way to take the ferry at the southernmost portion of Hatteras to Ocracoke Island. The ferry is free. It runs early in the morning from 5 to 3 and we don't have to get tickets. So we're now here at the Ocracoke ferry terminal and we're just waiting for our turn to board the ferry to Ocracoke. So look at this line of cars. So we are now on board the ferry boat. Are you enjoying?
Yes, sir.
This is an hour ferry ride and you can get out of the car, so just walk a little bit. If you can see, the color of the water changes from this green to whitish. That's basically a shallow water. And if you can see that marking there, number 21, the path of this ferry boat has been marked because those areas beyond those markings are shallow. So these are deeper waters. Obviously the path of the ferry boat has to be deep. So from Hatteras all the way to Ocracoke, they are marked because of the shoals. Shoals are basically shallow waters. It's like underwater sandbar or a sand dune. There are so many shoals along the coast of the Outer Banks, and that is why navigation here can be dangerous. If we're just talking about the shoals, there were about 600 shipwrecks because of the shoals. One of the infamous shoals here is the Diamond Shoals. It stands about 8 miles or 13 kilometers from Cape Hatteras. The problem with these shoals are that they are constantly shifting, so that's when it becomes a real challenge. So beneath those waves is a constantly moving shoals. But we trust the crew of this ferry because they have been doing this for a long time. Every day, how many trips back and forth, carrying tourists and residents in Ocracoke and these cars. Because these shoals can shift, here the path of the ferry is from time to time is being dredged. So the ferry just docked in Ocracoke. We're gonna drive to have our lunch and then go to Dr. Beach, top 10, ranked #1 as the best beach in the US in 2022. Lifeguarded Beach here in Ocracoke Island. I like the freshness, the saltiness and the juiciness of the oyster. The shrimp is also perfectly cooked. It is just so fresh, so yummy.
The burger patty tastes really good. It's very juicy and cooked medium well to my choice. And the vegetables are crisp and very fresh.
That was a good lunch, so we're heading now to the Ocracoke Lighthouse. It's just a 4-minute drive. So that's the Ocracoke Light Station, which is the oldest light station here in North Carolina that's operating. It was built in 1853. It's only about 75 feet tall, but its diameter narrows from 25 feet at its base to 12 feet at its peak. How thick is this?
At the base, it's 5 foot thick, and at the top, it's 2 foot thick.
So there are 280 steps. Each light station has a different purpose. So for this one, it's meant to guide the boats or ships through the inlet. So from the lighthouse, the Lifeguarded Beach is only about 5 minutes away. So we're now here at the Lifeguarded Beach, Dr. Beach, #1 best beach in America for 2022. He has a list of the top 10 and this is #1. So let's find out why it's #1. There's a restroom and a shower. Well, it says a lifeguard, so there must be a lifeguard here. So safety, That's checked already. As far as comfort, personal necessities, there's a restroom. There's ample parking, which means not a lot of people here, and you cannot see any buildings here. So this is like the overlook for those who are wheelchair bound. They can actually see Life Beach here in the overlook. Well, I could already tell it's clean and it's wide, sandy beach, and there's a lifeguard on duty. It's a fine sand. Over there you can actually drive up to the shoreline and park your car there. And look at those sand dunes. And the water is so clean. This is our second time to be here. I don't know what year that was, when the kids were still small. And it was calmer that time. There's not much wind and the water is calmer. What do you think of Lifeguarded Beach?
It's a beautiful beach, not so much crowd.
It's just pristine, unspoiled beach here. First of all, this is located in Ocracoke Island with 16 miles of unspoiled beaches, and it also belongs to the Cape Hatteras National Seashore. Pictures and videos don't do it justice. You have to be here to smell, feel, and hear. Feel the breeze, so relaxing. Smell the fresh air and hear basically just the sound of the seagulls and the waves. Those ponies are descendants of a herd of Spanish Mustangs that were left stranded from a shipwreck off the coast of Ocracoke several hundreds of years ago. They used to roam in the wild, but now they are being cared for by the National Park Service. There's actually enough area for them to roam around, but they prefer to stay close to the stable. Those are rare breed because they have different numbers of vertebrae and ribs, and also they have different shapes, sizes, postures, and colors. So we're back in the ferry to Hatteras, and from there we're gonna go to the lighthouse, Cape Hatteras Lighthouse, and maybe Bodie Lighthouse. It's the graveyard of the Atlantic Museum that is dedicated to the interpretation and study of the preservation of shipwrecks and maritime culture that exists here on the Outer Banks. So this is a map of the Outer Banks from north to south. This is a series of barrier islands separating the Atlantic Ocean to the Sound side and the mainland North Carolina. So we have Kitty Hawk and then Kill Devil Hills, where the Wright Brothers National Memorial is located, and this is where our hotel also is located. And then Nag's Head, where Jackie's Ridge State Park, where the sand dune is located. Bodie Island, where the Bodie Lighthouse is. And Rodanthe, that's the film location of a famous movie back in the days. And then this is the Hatteras National Seashore, and then the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse is here. So basically you have several towns, and then we are here at Hatteras, at the tip of Hatteras. This is where you take the ferry to Ocracoke Island. Tomorrow we're gonna go to Corolla. That's in the northernmost area of the Outer Banks. It's not seen in this map, but that's where the wild horses are located. But the main highway that runs from north to south is Highway 12 or NC 12. So that's the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse. It is 198 feet tall, making it the tallest brick lighthouse in the United States and second in the world. Because its base is almost at sea level, it is only the 15th tallest lighthouse in the United States. The first 14 are on higher ground, so this lighthouse is meant to guard and protect this section of the Atlantic coast. Its light can shine up to a range of about 24 nautical miles, which is equivalent to 2,080 feet. So it meant to warn the mariners that they could be close to these shoals. This is not its original location because of the threat of shoreline erosion. This was relocated about 2,900 feet away, and they have to hire experts, and the movement has to be precise. Over the course of 23 days, this was relocated to where it is standing right now. There are restrooms here and a park store, but it's closed right now. It's already 6 o'clock p.m. and some benches to relax. We are on our way to Bodie Lighthouse, but we just want to check out this house from the nights in Rodanthe. So the lead star of that movie was Richard Gere and Diane Lane, right? I think they just changed the paint a little bit, right? So we just found out that that house where they filmed Nights at Rodanthe back in 2008 was moved in 2010. It was located in the north end of Rodanthe, and so still in the waterfront, but whenever there is a storm, actually the storm comes pounding in its doorstep, and so with the soil erosion, the shoreline erosion, basically on the Atlantic waters, so they moved it like a mile or something away from the shoreline, and it's still waterfront property. So behind me is the Bodie Island Lighthouse. And this one has 214 steps that spirals to the top, whereas Cape Hatteras Lighthouse has 256 steps. Just like the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse, this one helps the mariners maneuver the coast from Cape Hatteras to Currituck Beach.
Good day, guys.
It's Lino.
And Line.
If you haven't seen our previous videos, we are here at the Outer Banks, particularly here in Nags Head. And we are on our way to Corolla, and from there we're gonna go to Duck, and then we're gonna go back to Raleigh, North Carolina. Come along with us as we explore the northern portion of the Outer Banks. So we're now here in Corolla. This is a village or a resort area. It's a town, but locals pronounce Corolla as Corolla. And we're now here at the Corolla village, and first stop is the Currituck Beach Lighthouse. This is the last mortar and brick house built in North Carolina. Its unpainted brick serve as day marker to distinguish from other coastal lighthouses. I just found out that there are about 1 million bricks. Can you imagine? And so I'm gonna try to go up to the top. There are 220 steps, but there are 9 landings for rest, break, and viewing, so I'll be fine. Like the other lighthouses here in the Outer Banks, this one will help guide the mariners navigate the coast, especially here in the Currituck Sound. All right, I'm here. It actually took me 3 minutes and 30 seconds up the top. Wow.
Something's in the air. I can feel it everywhere. Every color seems to bloom, and there's light in every room. Now they're looking up, I can see it in your eyes.
So that's the Atlantic Ocean over there, and then the Currituck Sound over here. Facing straight down there is going south of the Outer Banks. See that narrow strip of land, and then next to Corolla is Duck. Going south you have Kitty Hawk, Killdevil Hills, Nags Head, and then towards the southern tip is Hatteras, and then you take the ferry to Ocracoke, and that's the northern part of the Outer Banks. Those 220 steps, it wasn't really that bad. There are landings if you want to rest, but I just went all the way up without resting, and it was fine. There's a fee of $12, and it was worth it. And that's the Art Nouveau style mansion. I think that's the Whalehead Club. Line is down. She doesn't want to climb up here. The whole thing here is the historic Corolla Park, which includes this lighthouse and the rest of the museums and everything. There's a chapel down there. The keeper's house is at the bottom. It seems like this is moving. That's where the wild horse roams around, close to the private houses. But you cannot see the wild horses unless you join a tour. We did several years ago. We came here with the kids. I rented a Jeep. It was good for 2 hours. It was really fun driving on sand dunes close to the shore. So I'm here for about 25 minutes already, so I guess it's time to go back down.
Wanna move my feet. Wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet. Wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet. Wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet. Wanna drink my wine.
So we've been going on drive-through with fast foods, but drive-through with alcoholic beverages? Yes, it's here in the Outer Banks. They call it brew-through. So far, I have seen 3 branches. I think this is in Kitty Hawk already. Then there's one in Killdevil Hills and in Nugs Head. Okay, you just want cupcake?
Yeah.
Just the cupcake, Moscato.
Cupcake, Moscato? Gotcha.
I was gonna buy Riesling. It's $12.99, but we can get cheaper one at Aldi. In our local store. So just want to experience this. In the Outer Banks, you can drink legally in the sand. Don't you worry, we're not gonna open this while driving. That's it for now. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll know when the next video will be released. Thank you for watching.